Hi, I'm Tim Hungerford. Recently I did a webinar on remotely managing fraud during a crisis. I hope you'll enjoy it. Now, continuous monitoring, hopefully you've got some of that in place, or you can start that, or just try to create some of these reports or leverage them that may already be out there. So, because you're going to want to, as a group, leverage daily reports on changes to vendor masters. Because we said in the vendor related section, this is where people might start manipulating that data. Changes to customer credit limits. Again, that should be an automatic report that you get so that you can identify those and follow up on those. Any overrides that are out there related to payroll hours or maybe an invoice entry, overrides need to be reviewed. Look at adjustments to different transaction types in your subledger. You're expecting to see, inflows and outflows of inventory or accounts receivable. You might expect to see invoices and cash payments. But if you see a transaction type that's odd or a miscellaneous or an adjustment, that's something you want to make sure is you're continuously monitoring, because again, somebody may be trying to push something through that that won't get looked at because of the situation that we're dealing with. Add quick pay vendors to your continuous monitoring. Again, what's the average day that vendors get paid historically? And then do something more recent and see if someone's getting paid quicker than normal. It might be fine, it might be required, it might have an explanation, but you also might find out about some sort of relationship out there that you didn't know about. And that's why quick pay vendor reports can be helpful. As I talked about before, pricing changes, rebate changes, anything related to pricing going out to customers. If there's reductions, it's important that you know that. If there's increases in the rebate percentages that they're allowed to take off, you want to know that and understand why. Employees overtime report should be just a natural report you get during this time to understand who's out there, who's got a lot of overtime, and follow up on those. Looking at employee reimbursement amounts at this time is also very important, as people will try to put things through. I know Google, I think it is, has allowed employees to put through $1,000 for home office furniture. That's an employee reimbursement that did not exist before this crisis. So that's something that you want to look at to make sure people aren't taking advantage of that, have maybe a predefined threshold. I mean, the Google one's pretty easy. Anybody who submitted one higher than $1,000, you're above the threshold. And then journal entries or cash transactions that are over some certain threshold, you should have those as a daily report. So you're looking at that so that you know if there's been transfers of money or significant movements of money that don't make normal sense in the regular process, what's going on there. So those are some of the continuous monitoring reports. And like I said, as a group, you guys have, your businesses, you know what the key areas are for you. There's going to be probably a few outside of this list that you've already got that you can leverage. And just it's a good time to make sure you do the continuous monitoring.